Hey everyone, Jared here real quick. I'm going to do a quick kind of 2 cents on Jonah and going to Nineveh, the whale. We all know this story, especially if you grew up in the church like I did, that Jonah was told by God to go to Nineveh and declare a warning that they would be destroyed unless they repented. And Jonah went the other way. If you grew up as I did, we know he got thrown overboard once there was a big storm and they threw him overboard. It's the only way to save them from dying in this storm. And sure enough, Jonah was swallowed by a whale for 3 days and 3 nights. He was or some big fish. He was in the belly of a big fish, and he was spewed up into Nineveh, and he went and told them, and then that was it. At least from what I understood in the story growing up. And the more you learn this story, the more you realize, I didn't understand why did Jonah go the opposite way? Was it because they were wicked? Was it because Nineveh was doing terrible things and they were scary? Were they somebody to be feared? And the truth is that Jonah didn't run away. He didn't ignore God or disobey God out of fear of the people of Nineveh. He ran away because he didn't want God to forgive the people of Nineveh. He knew that if he had given the warning, and that if the people of Nineveh heeded the warning and repented like God wanted them to do, that God would forgive them. And to Jonah, the people of Nineveh had done such wicked and atrocious things that they weren't worthy of forgiveness to Jonah. And aren't we glad that Jonah wasn't God? That Jonah is not God. And there's a lot of times we think the same way that Jonah does. We somehow believe we have the right to determine whether somebody has a right to live or not. Or we get to see what they've done or their actions and determine, well, they've done such wicked and horrible things that how could God ever forgive them? They don't deserve forgiveness. And that's wrong. That's a very wrong approach. And if Jesus had that approach, if Jesus had been like Jonah, Jesus would have never gone to the cross. He would have never borne your sin. He would have never borne my sin. And he would have lived looking at us and saying, well, you've done these terrible things. Why would I ever go to the cross for you? And I'm so glad he didn't do that. So my question to you is this, as I leave you here: where's your Nineveh? Where is God sending you to that you don't want to go because you don't believe that they deserve forgiveness?